Okay, good afternoon, Bulldogs. Today we are going to be doing lesson 1.2, Orders of Operations. So our learning target for this week and part of next week is I can write and evaluate numerical expressions using the orders of operations. You will be successful if you can explain why there is a need for a standard order of operations. You can evaluate numerical expressions involving several operations, exponents, and grouping symbols. And you'll be able to write numerical expressions involving exponents to represent real-life problems. So, we will not be working with a partner. However, I would like you to take a moment and follow directions here. So, for part A, they are asking me to add and then multiply. So if I add 3 plus 2 is 5, and then times 2, I would have 10. Over here, they are asking me to multiply and then add. So I am going to say 4, and then add 3, and I'm going to equal 7. Subtract and then multiply would give me 15 times 3, which would give me 45. Over here, I'm going to multiply and then subtract, so I have 18 minus 9, which equals 9. Over here, I'm going to multiply and then subtract, which gives me 62. Over here, I'm going to subtract first, which would give me 48. Multiply and then add, 36 plus 2 equals 38. And then add and then multiply. So I have 6 times 8, which equals 48. So we're seeing some different things going on. I have two of the equations that match. So when I look here, I have 3 plus 2 times 2, and I have the same thing here. But if you notice, there's something different going on. When I add and then multiply, I get 10. But when I multiply and then add, I have 7. So teachers, if you could stop the video for a little while and discuss what you're seeing with the others B through D. Okay, I hope you had a nice discussion and seeing the differences in the problems. They're asking you to use a scientific calculator to evaluate the expressions in the Explore. We are going to skip that step for today. In letter B, what order of operations should be used to evaluate? Does anybody remember from 5th grade your orders of operation? If you don't, we can take a little flip onto the other page in our booklet, and I did share that with you. This one uses GEMS. You might remember PEMDAS, which is parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, and these happen left to right, and then add, subtract, and that is left to right. So using that information, we can come back to this part of the Explore, and what order would I go first? Would I need to add, or would I be doing the exponent? So from using our list, I know it's the exponent. I would do that first. I would do the exponent here, and here, and here. So no matter what our function, we are doing the exponent first in those problems. Letter C, it says, do the following equations have the same value? Justify your answer. So 8 divided by 3 is 6. 6 times 3 equals 18. This one here, I need 18 divided by 3 to the second power. That would be 9. So if I divide 18 by 9, I get 2. So remember when you're working, you're going left to right. If it's multiply or divide, it's left to right, whichever one comes in orders. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next page. And in your book, on page 10, we have the little paragraph right here that talks about our numerical expressions. It says a numerical expression is an expression that contains numbers and operations. To evaluate or find the value of a numerical expression, use the set of rules called the orders of operation. So we're going to fill in our paper with the words that are highlighted in yellow. Numerical expression, evaluate, and order of operations. I'll also give you a minute to write down the PEMDAS that we have here so that you can have that information with you. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our book and we are going to do problems 1 through 6 together. There is a little area there that shows you what we're doing. You can look at those notes and then we're just going to work together. So, if I have a little dot like this, a dot means the same as multiply. So, for this problem, I'm going to multiply first, so that gives me 35. And then I'm going to add 35 plus 3 is 38. Number 2, I'm going to copy the problem down. It's a parentheses, 28 minus 20 divided by 4. Now, if I go back up to my rules, I know I do parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide left to right, add, subtract left to right. So when I come down here, I see that there's parentheses. So I need to solve what is in there first. So 28 minus 20 is 8. And then I just bring down the divided by 4 because I haven't done that yet. Now, I only have one function left, so I guess I'm going to divide. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Then I'm going to go on to number 3. I have a bracket, and then I have 6 plus, and then I have a parentheses. Oh, they're making this hard. 15 minus 10, parentheses, bracket, times 5. Now, I know in our orders of operation, it doesn't say bracket, but a bracket is just another way of having a parenthesis. So, everything right here is inside my bracket, and I need to do that part first. So inside my bracket, I have parentheses, so I'm going to do that first. So I'm going to write down my bracket. 6 plus 15 minus 10 is 5. And then here's my other bracket, times 5. Now, I still haven't finished inside my bracket, so I need to say 5 plus 6 is 11 times 5. And now all I have left is 11 times 5, and my total is 55. Okay, we're going to move on to the next set. The next set is going to add in some exponents. So, number 4 is 6 plus 2 to the 4th minus 1. And if you remember last week when we're doing exponents, it's a little bit different. So I personally am just going to write it out for you so that you see. And so I'm going to write down 6 plus, it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 minus 1. So I need to solve that part. I need to solve this part first. So I'm going to solve the 2's. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. So I have 6 plus 16 minus 1. Now, in my orders of operation, it tells me to add and subtract going left to right. So 6 plus 16 is 22, minus 1, 22 minus 1 is 21. We're going to go on to number 5. I don't know why my projector is being a little bit goofy. But we can copy that down right from your book. And then we have that problem there. And I need to do my exponent first. So 3 squared, actually equals 3 times 3, which equals 9, correct? So I can put 4 plus 9 plus 18 minus 9. Now I'm just going to add and subtract left to right because those are the only signs. So I have 13 plus 18 minus 9. 13 and 18, if you don't know that, you can put it off to the side like this and go 8, 10, 11. I get 31, so I can say 31 minus 9. If I don't know that, I can do 31 minus 9. I can borrow, make that 11, make that a 2. 11 minus 9 is 2, and my answer is 22. All right, number 6. Let's see where I can fit that in. I will get a scrap piece of paper. Give me 1 second. All right, we will do number 6 on white. So number 6 is 16 plus, parentheses, 5 squared, minus 7 parentheses, divided by 3. So according to our rules, we need to start inside our parentheses. So we are going to start right here. But as we see, we do have an exponent that we have to work with. So I'm going to copy down my 16 plus, and I know 5 times 5, or 5 squared, equals 5 times 5, or 25. So I'm going to change that to my 25 minus 7, divided by 3. Then I need to take and use my subtraction, and I might be able to do it in my head. I might not, so I may have to take and borrow. And 15 minus 7 is 8, so that it gives me 18. I need to bring down my 16 plus and my divided by 3. Now, I have addition and division. So according to my rules, I need to divide first. So I'm going to bring down that 16 plus, and 18 divided by 3 is 6. And now I'm just going to add that together and get an answer of 22. Okay. We just have a couple more problems that I'd like to go through with you, so I'm going to turn my paper over. And if you need to, you might need your dry erase board, or you might need a scrap piece of paper, or I do believe you could actually work on your front page here too if you need a little bit more space. We have about 3 more problems that we're going to try. So I'm going to look at page 11, and I'm going to do number 7. Number 7 is 50 plus 6, and then a parentheses right there, there's no sign. 12 divided by 4 minus 8 squared. Holy man, that seems kind of confusing to me. So first of all, what I'm going to tell you some things that you may not know at this time. I am just going to recopy this, and if a number is right next to parentheses, that means multiplication. So I'm going to add that sign in for you guys, just so that you see. Now, I'm going to look at the problem like I always do. And I'm going to start right here in my parentheses because that's my first step. So I'm going to copy down my 50 plus 6 times, and 12 divided by 4 is 3 minus 8 squared. Now, I'm looking at that. There's no more parentheses. I'm good. Now I'm going to need to do my exponent. So I'm going to bring down my 50 plus, my 6 times 3, minus 8 squared is 8 times 8, or 64. Now, my next step, I'm going to do multiplication because I'm just following my PEMDAS order. So 50 plus 6 times 3 is 18, minus 64. So 50 plus 18 is 68, minus 64. We have this nice little small answer of